All right. So now, listen, I know I need a haircut. I'm going to get on that this weekend. But listen, I hear a lot of people talking about black men, black women, black culture, black problems, black unity. But why is it that every time these conversations take place, it always put black women on this side, black men on this side? You know, I'm trying to understand, because first let me get this out the way. And I know some people ain't going to like this, but I'm going to tell you the truth and I'm going to keep it 100. Why is it that black men can be categorized all in one group? And then I hear a lot of women get upset when black men get upset during the conversation. And I'm going to tell you why, because I want you to understand something. Oftentimes, when black women talk about their problems, sometimes they blame black men. But the thing about it is, it wasn't black men, it was one black man or whoever created the issue that you now have. Just like if a black man has a problem, it wasn't all black women, it was one black woman or whoever it was that caused that problem. We have a habit today of really just wanting to blame each other. Now, I listened to BMT had a good show today. He had a couple panelists on there, and they was kind of talking about black culture, but the conversation kind of went off into black men, black women, and I don't think the black women on the panel understood. And I even kind of chimed in the comments like, I get what everybody is saying, but the way you're coming off is more like you're attacking and categorizing all black men. And that's what puts some black men on the defensive or makes some black men get irritated when they're trying to have these conversations. Because it's like the entire conversation is just, well, black men this, black men that, black men this, black men that. And it's like, who wants to engage in a conversation to where they feel like they're being categorized with the bad? Never with the good. Never with the good, always with the bad. Because, you got to understand something. We all know that black men have been hurt, black women have been hurt. Everybody's went through something. But you cannot have a conversation and want to talk about working together in unity when your whole conversation is based on, well, you don't know what women been through. Well, you don't understand what women been through. Y'all act like black men out here just living the life of luxury. Black men got the same struggles as black women. Black women got the same struggle as black men. It is the same struggle. So I don't understand why there is this constant battle of who's having the worst struggle. I don't understand it. It's this constant battle of who has the worst struggle. And nobody's winning. Y'all ever wonder why every time there's a movement, an alleged black movement, other races are actually benefited from it? Black men and black women are at the same level, but some other race benefited from it. Look at what happened. There was a comedian that recently came out with a joke saying that, white women took over the movement by black women. And they did. They took over it. All of a sudden, they put themselves at the forefront, And I'm trying to understand, it's like they were more accepting than black men. But the thing about it is this, when you talk about, they said, well, slavery, the history, white women participated in slavery. Y'all know that, right? Y'all know white women did more damage than the white men. They was right there together. So you can't separate the two. But the struggle and the hurt and the pain, that was black men and black women together had to endure that struggle, together had to try to figure out that fight and a means of survival. There were black men trying to recoup their families and get their families back together and find their wives trying to find their husband and their children. But today, it just seems like every bit of a struggle, every conversation between black men and black women turns into, well, the black woman, well, the black woman. No, it's us as a whole, black people. And people wonder why we can't get anywhere. They wonder why we can't progress. It's because every time you put us at a table, we turn on each other. They don't have to do nothing. They just sit back. They sit back. They get black men and black women together, put them at a table, and see, you know what? We want to hear about your differences. Tell us about your struggles. But behind closed doors, watch this fight, y'all. This is gonna be funny. We ain't gotta say nothing. They gonna destroy each other. Oh, please go ahead. And what happened? Black men and women sit down at the table and destroying each other. Talk about who got hurt the worst, what black men did, black men getting these women pregnant. Let me tell you something. If a woman get pregnant, it takes two. Now, unless there was some type of rape or something like that, I'm excluding that. I don't condone that. So let's get that right off the bat. I don't condone that. But the thing about it is, when two people lay down consensually, and whether protection breaks or don't break, there was two people who did that together. When we start talking about, families, I understand, that sometimes women get left with the children. But you got to understand something too. That's not always the man's choice. As much as, we want, man, I got some great coming in. As much as we want to point the finger at men for single family homes, oftentimes the women gets the children. Not because the man doesn't want them. Not because he don't want to raise them. But the system is going to give the children to the woman. And that leaves the man stuck with, just give me money. See, people don't talk about that, though. People act like, especially black men, they act like black men just walk in the court and say, Judge, I want a divorce. Take them, you got them, I'm out. Send me a bill. There are black men who have tried to fight for their kids and could not get their kids. Our people have bought so much into the stereotypes surrounding the black community that we believe everything negative. If one person say black men are not good fathers, all of a sudden no black man is a good father. We adopt into it, we buy into it. But nobody talks about those fathers who are fighting to get their children, who want their children, but the mother just wants a check. But nobody talks about that. Everybody talks about black men being deadbeat dads and all this type of stuff. And somebody said on BMT show that, how does a woman make a deadbeat dad? Well, let me tell you something, because I didn't really have enough text in the comment section, but let me tell you how a woman can make a deadbeat dad. When you have a man who wants to be a part of his child's life, but because the mother could become vengeful, she could become vindictive because she's not getting the money she wants. He's taking care of the kids. She thought he was going to come back. He didn't come back. He's moved on with his life. He has a happy and better life. He's met somebody new, but he has to deal with this disgruntled woman who is using her child against him. She's telling this child all bad things. The man has a very good woman who wants to be a part of that child life. She's not trying to replace the mother. She wants to be a part of that child life. But that mother is creating so much friction and destruction. She keeps taking him to court. She keeps problems and drama in his life till he get to the point like, fuck it. I don't care. Fuck it. I don't want nothing to do with it. Because, yes, to answer the question, yes, a woman can turn a man into a deadbeat dad. But I don't believe there's a deadbeat dad. It's a frustrated dad, is what it is. It's a frustrated parent. People act like women are not. See, my thing is, women are not held accountable for their behavior, especially when relationships end. Men are always thrown to the fire. But you have to account to the fact that sometimes there are women out here who create more problems, who are not good women. They're not good wives. They're not good girlfriends. But who takes the blame for it? The man. Who takes the blame? The man does. The man takes the blame for everything. Why? Why? Why does anybody call that woman out? Why does anybody tell that woman, you're wrong? Your behavior is wrong. You shouldn't do that. And all I see all day on social media, people say, well, men, you know what? I rarely, if ever, see a negative post about Black men, about Black women. But I see more posts on social media about men or Black men. I mean, I don't understand it. But then again, you want men, eventually you keep posting that stuff, somebody's going to respond. It's not all men. It's just somebody who looked at it and said, I'm tired of seeing this crap. So they respond back to it. I understand there are good men in this world and there are bad men. There are good women in this world and there are bad women. But you cannot keep categorizing everybody into one group. You can't keep categorizing all men. If you want to speak about the struggles and problems that Black women are having, then speak about those problems and stop putting Black men as the forefront of those problems, because it is not Black men. I'm trying to get up a podcast to where I do an episode with a Black woman to actually speak about the struggles of Black women. Because all of the research I have done, I've yet to find one thing that Black women struggle with that Black men don't struggle with. I'm trying to understand that. And I can't find one Black woman, I can't find one Black woman who says, you know what, I will come on your podcast and I will answer your questions and we will have this discussion like adults. I can't find one. But let me find one that want to have a male bashing session. I can get that all day long. See, that's what I'm trying to understand. It's like you're trying to separate the struggle. You're trying to separate the fight. But we're fighting the same fight. But you can't be out here throwing Black men on the cross. Talking about, well, Black women been nailed to the cross about time. But Black men been on the cross for years. Constantly being beaten and battered and nailed to for every single little thing. Now, I'm not saying that Black men are saints, and I'm not giving Black men a pass for the things that those Black men who act inappropriately do. But you can't give women an all escape pass for what they do. You cannot say that, women have no faults. There are no wrong. Nobody's checking the women. Nobody. The only woman that really came out and tried to check women, but she also checked men, was Shazad Ali. And half of y'all talk about, oh, we don't like what she said. Why? She was telling the truth. She was telling the straight truth. I just what I'm saying. It just really bothers me that Black men and Black women can't understand that we are fighting the same fight. So to sit there and every time we have a discussion about struggle, instead of talking about the problem of what the actual struggle is and how to resolve it, it turns into, well, if Black men would do this, if Black men would do that. Well, Black men ain't been in charge of shit in this country. We haven't been in charge of shit. But y'all act like we the ones been running shit. Like we ain't been in charge of shit. And it's discouraging. It's discouraging. We are not your enemy. We don't want to be your enemy. We do not want to see you struggle. We do not want to see you hurt. We are fighting the same fight, Black women. We are on your side. But at some point, black men and black women have to stop attacking each other every time we come to the table. I hope y'all listen to this, man, and understand what I'm saying. Anybody want to comment, man, or talk about it, hit me up. Leave a comment down below. Like I said, I can't find one black woman to hit up on the podcast, man. Trust me, I have asked. I've even sent them the questions I was going to ask. So if you can have an adult discussion, hit me up.